Welcome everybody to the team call. It is 7:32. We'll go and get started. One of the best things about the team call that I really, really love is in turning on my lights so you can see me better. Hold on. Bam. Amazing. But it's time we get to come together on Monday night, and I've really been enjoying it. I have been a little bit quiet the last few weeks. So it turned out Michelle was in the car, everybody else in the car. I said, well, I'm here. I'll do the call. It's all good. But we got Michelle going to do a little bit of talking in a little bit. Hey, I mean, welcome to the team. Welcome to the call. This is something that we love to do every Monday night. I know some people go like, man, it is Monday. What the heck? But it's the beginning of the week. It's a beginning. It's a new beginning. It's a time for us to get refreshed and go, what are we going to do? So if you got something good that you're fired up about, you're ready to shout out about, raise your little hand or just, speak up, interrupt me. We'll be good. I got a couple of announcements. And so if you're thinking about like, I need to think of something, that's good too. We can do that too. Just a real quick announcement here though. I wanted to make sure everybody's aware. This is important that, next July, this July, it's coming up. It'll be faster than you know it. It really will. July is Top Golf at the Colony, and that's guys in Dallas. It's near Addison. It's near where the Fitz Group office is. This is the TFG Summer Slam, and it's a good kind of slam. It's where we really come together. I know a whole bunch of us have already figured out there's a Hyatt place right next door to the place. I'll show you the registration where you can do that in a second. But if you're not signed up for it yet, go ahead and sign up for it. It's like, I think it's $149. And that's just helping cover the cost of what the facility is. We're going to be at the Top Golf. Like if y'all been to Top Golf ever, they got this big room where they can do meetings and dining and all that kind of stuff. We got the whole room, all right, from 1 p.m. till 8 p.m. All right. And on Wednesday, July 7th, Thursday, July 8th, we got it again from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you're flying in or driving in, you can drive in or fly in on Wednesday morning. Okay, that's huge, right? And if you're wanting to get out Thursday night, you can get out Thursday night, which means you can stay one night in a hotel room, and that is phenomenal. And I can tell you that the rooms are like $80 or something like that, ridiculously cheap. Don't know why, but I would get you the deal right away. Register today. Where are you going to register, Mike? Bam, the fitzgroup.org event registration. All right. You can find that on the 411 channel. Okay. It's going to be on the 411 channel, but you want to buy your tickets, TFG SummerSlam. It will take you to the site to do that. And once you get all the information in here and it signs up, it's going to be awesome. Then it'll tell you about all the hotel rooms and all that other fun stuff too. I also want to remind you, TFG New Agent Boot Camp is again coming up this Tuesday, not tomorrow, the second Tuesday of every month we do it, and from 1 to 5 p.m. It is online. It is going to be happening. I know we got some great trainers lined up for it. So if you're brand new or you just want a refresher, register for it. You're going to register for it right here. Click on that, and you will be able to get the link for it and everything, and just rock and roll. It's really going to be good. All right. So that's kind of the announcement part. Michelle, you got some things you want to talk to us about? Or you want to talk to everybody? You want to say, hey?
Good evening, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday.
Hello, Michelle. Happy Monday. It's almost Friday.
Yes. The days go by fast when you're having fun. That's the truth. That is the truth. I looked up and it was 7:00 and I'm like, wow, I've been having too much fun today. So I want you guys to all have fun, just like we do. Have fun, make money, make a difference. But when we were talking about, okay, what can we train on today that's going to help you guys in the field, help you guys in your business? And we came up with something that I love it. Let me just kind of give you a few examples. And on the announcement, I talked about psychological real estate. Psychological real estate. So when I just want to ask you a few questions and to give you some hints about what this is about. let me kind of give you a couple examples. So had a customer who called me last Monday. She said, Michelle, our long-term care policy with Mass Mutual that I've had for 10 plus years, it's like going up 57%. Can you help me? So that's one example. And then I had another customer that have a life policy with, and she called me and said, I'm turning 65. I need to do all this Medicare, and I thought about you. What do I do? Can you help me? And so why does this happen? How does it happen? But I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So when you guys think about your realtor, when you think about your chiropractor, when you think about how many names come to your mind, when you think about your hairdresser, when you think about your primary care physician, you name it. When you think about your insurance person, does your name come to your customer's mind? That's the question. And what we want you to be is that psychological, you want to be in that psychological real estate space. You want to own that space for your customer. Like when they think about insurance, they think about you, right? And so here's, I just think that's a cool concept. Like the longer you're in this business, the more people you help, the more, and I mean, honestly, Mike and I were laughing because our very first home that we purchased over 30 years ago in Maryland, we still remember that realtor's name. Why? I don't know. She sends us birthday cards. She sends us a calendar every year still. And I'm, never going to do business with her again. She still sends us stuff.
That's right.
So how do you become that real psychological real estate in people's mind? You maybe send them birthday cards when you're not asking for the sale. Maybe you just call them sometimes to see how they're doing, see how they're, how their life is, see how they're liking their insurance. All of these type of things would create you being that, owning that space in their brain. Okay. So maybe it's when you're in the area, you just stopped over at their house to see how they're doing. Maybe it's that. But it's so true because none of us, like, I can only think of one or a couple of people when I think about real estate, or when I think about chiropractor, or when I think about my hairdresser. And you just want to own that space. So that's my psychological real estate story. And I get calls literally every week. Either someone wants me to help their family member, or somebody wants me to add more insurance. And all of these things, you will be that person. But stay in the game, get in the game, and get rolling. So that's kind of the story behind that. That only took 5 minutes.
I know, it was quick.
Oh my gosh.
It was
only
quick.
Took 5 minutes.
But other people probably got some good things to share too. Want to share some things.
Well, I want to also talk about what is going to help you catapult your business and write more business and have $4,000 weeks and have $5,000 weeks and have $10,000 weeks. You've got to have inventory. Inventory is leads. Inventory is customers that you have the ability to sell to. And I want to tell you, I went out in the field yesterday and closed everyone that I sat with. The day before I sold 1 out of the 3 that I sat with. Those are the numbers, but the numbers will get better and better the more people that you sit down with that are qualified. Okay. And that only comes by investing and getting your business off the ground with leads and then going out and doing the work. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the week for you guys. I'm going to, turn it back over to you, Mike. But doing things like getting on the phone with us, let's get a lead. Let's get you on a lead flow that's every single week. That's how Megan and that's how the top producers do it.
All right. Is it really back to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. That sounds great.
I'm going to put her on mute is what I'm going to do in a second. Who else out there got something they want to shout out about? They're happy about, like new beginning Monday.
Well, I'll give y'all a sneak peek to tomorrow. But since Mom was talking about psychological real estate, I'll just tell. I probably should put my seatbelt on.
Yeah, you're on video. It's recorded.
Yeah. I'll just tell a story about a client who I just got out of the home with, because it has everything to do with the concept that she was just talking about. And in 2018, I sat with this family and they needed mortgage protection at the time. They had just bought a new house that they live in currently still. And I've texted them really just this past year for both of their birthdays, just telling them happy birthday, and then for their annual reviews. And when now they're buying a new house, a more expensive house. And when she thought of, oh, I need some extra insurance because now we're buying a home where we're going to have a bigger mortgage, she immediately thought of me. And even though I had done everything I was supposed to do, I had texted her on her birthdays, her and her husband's, both of them had never responded to me on their birthday texts. I had scheduled an annual review with her for the end of last month. She didn't answer. She never called me back when I left her a voicemail. But she called me last week and said, hey, we're buying a new house and I know we need some extra insurance. So, my husband was telling me I should call the guy on the TV, and I told him, no, Megan's our insurance lady. We're just going to call her. And so I went over there today, and turns out that the guy who had written the husband a policy a month before I had gone over there the last time, he had written him on a Forrester's term policy. And the gentleman is no longer eligible for term, but he was eligible for a conversion. And his birthday is next month. He'll be 65. So he's almost 1 month away from not being able to qualify for the conversion, you guys. And it was a $550 a month conversion. But what she was talking about was that psychological real estate. Business does not just fall from the sky. You do have to put in the work when nobody's watching, so that when nobody's expecting, when you're not even expecting to have that business come in, it comes in, because you've created that space in their minds that you're that person that's going to help them, because they know you as that insurance agent and they trust you. And now it's just an easy thing to help them. So I just wanted to speak to that, because that was going along the lines of, taking over that mental space in people's head. And you're the professional. You should. We should always try to do that.
That's right. Bam. Who else out there?
Right on, Megan. Thank you.
Who else got something they want to add to that? It's a fresh start Monday. I don't know if y'all have seen these coins that we've got around the Alliance, but the what do I want, or what do you want, and how do you get it? I'm telling y'all that getting I was out for a walk today, and I was thinking stuff, and I think crazy stuff, and I'm out for my walk. And I was thinking that, having the, like when I hold the coin up, you'll notice how I gotta zoom in and out to get it just right, so where y'all can read it and stuff like that. Like I get too close, it disappears or gets too blurry. And I was just thinking about this today. I said, why each week do folks in the whole industry, why do they make sales and why do they not make sales? Right. And I was like, I think crazy stuff, y'all, but I've been reading some good books. I've been reading this, my first year in network marketing, which is, we're not really in network marketing, but we're in the business of helping other people find their business. Right. And so my mind went like this. It said, you know, like in contacts and everything, but the reason why you can see that right now, how do I get what I want and how do I get it? Because it's at the right, I can't do it. There you go. It's at the right distance to be able to read it. Like if I was standing 1,000 yards away, I could hold it out and say, can you read it? You can't. If I'm holding it too close to you, you can't, right? Like, so you can't read it that way. So it hit me today that, you know, we got to look at every day, not with a microscope and not with a telescope. Got to be just right. And what's just right? You guys are the salespeople. You guys are the people that are there to help connect people who need life insurance with the people who actually can provide the life insurance, so that when something does happen, somebody shows up with a check for their family. You know, and so I encourage you this week to think about that, to think about, you know, am I looking at something right now either too close up or too far away? What's just right? And what's going to get me moving this week, right? Moving and grooving. That's why we start Mondays off with some songs to get us grooving. But, you know, put in your mind, you don't have to answer that for me. Answer it for yourself. What am I going to be doing this week to get me one more step closer to that sale? Maybe it's I need to talk to 2 more people or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. The microscope or the telescope, I was like, that's just great. Because I was thinking about COVID. This is how my mind went left, you know, took a left turn. As I was thinking about COVID, you know, we all think we know what COVID looks like, that little round thing with all the little spikes on it. But I wouldn't know it if I saw it on the street, right? I mean, it's the other things I got to look for. Do they have a fever or something like that? Look, here's the thing y'all need to understand. You're not looking for people that can qualify insurance. You're just looking for people who need it, because we got enough carriers that are going to help qualify for them. You just got to, if they're breathing and they're healthy, or even if they're unhealthy, you know, they need life insurance. So just remember that. Anybody got anything else you want to add to the call tonight? This is open line. Say, hey, do something. Jeff's got his hand up.
I got something for you. Hey, everybody. You know, one of the things that Michelle taught me when I started was, you know, asking why. Why am I here? You know, why do you need this? And then listen to your client's answers. Lots of times we want to think about what we're going to say next instead of listening to them. I just had an appointment recently with a client. His wife passed of COVID, and, you know, we were going to look to add some more permanent insurance for him. And also his wife was a teacher, and she had her teacher's retirement account. And if you've ever done any of the trainings for annuities and stuff like that, which it's very, you know, applicable here in Texas, is that, you know, if you leave your money in the TRS, which is the teacher's retirement system, let's say if you started to, you know, take your payments and you were retired and then you died a week later, guess what happens to all the money that was there? Does it go to your family? In most cases, no. They'll lose all that money. And that was the case here. You know, we had, you know, this guy, he could have taken a payout. He was too really young to do that. He could have left it in there, but, you know, he was a beneficiary now. It wasn't under his name. So if he would have passed, his kids wouldn't have got that money. And I scheduled an appointment. I did the green sheet, met with Chris Norris. And the great thing is, you know, we have this, annuities are complicated, and there's, you know, you always want to do what's best for your client. We've got someone who is paid to do that. And so, you know, Chris came on, you know, I got him the information ahead of time. He showed if we just rolled over this account and another small one, how much money would be there, even if he didn't put any more money in, and how much income he could take and still how much money would be left. And what we were able to figure out by doing that was, he wants to leave quite a bit of money to his two kids. His wife had that set up. He knows that's what she would have wanted. So that's what he wants to do. But, he was going to do that by buying more permanent insurance. Well, what we determined was that, he's not planning on needing a whole bunch of money in retirement. He's going to have a good amount, but we can leave that money to his daughters. But in the meantime, so I kind of switched. Not only did I get my first annuity after 5 years for about $90,000, we're working on the paperwork. Go Jeff. But, I shifted gears then and said, okay.
Yay, go Jeff.
Yeah, well, you know what? Now it's like, well, we don't need to get you another $200,000 of permanent insurance. But what we do need is, if you want to make sure your kids have this much money, that thing's not going to grow to that size until, another 20, 30 years. So what we need to do is we need to add you some more term. And so, after that call, he felt real good about it. He's like, boom, let's do it. I've never had one go like that, but the trust is there. I mean, I've sold like 3 generations of this family. And I was able to write him a $300,000 20-year term to supplement in the meantime. And, it all came from listening to what he wanted, because really it wasn't all about him. It's about his daughters. And you got to realize, when they fill out a lead, when they invite you into their home, there's a reason they did that. And I've seen Michelle do it on a call, where just you're calling a lead. And, I remember one time I was screwing up a lead call that I'd called, and she took the phone away from me. Didn't know anything that was going on. And she talks to him for 20 seconds. And then I hear her say, "What happened?" And then there's like 5 minutes of silence, what happened? Why did you fill this thing out? Why am I here tonight? And you're going to hear a story, because most people don't respond. It's going to be, my neighbor just died. My parents just died. I just had a coworker die. In fact, I sold 7 policies just through a referral to a coworker that was deceased from this. And, I know it happens to Michelle all the time. If you get some people who trust you, then they're going to send other people your way. If you ask, you do have to ask. And it will be the easiest sell you ever made, because you show up to the door and the trust is completely already there. So listen to your clients. That's my point for tonight.
I love it, man. I love it. And you're right. It's that psychological real estate, baby. You just taking it up, and it's like claiming your spot, Eric Belair always used to say, he goes, people are going to know what I do if they meet me, and that's truth. I mean, you just think about all the people you meet, and they just say, hey, this is what I do. And then weeks later you go, oh, I need that. What was that guy's name? What was that gal's name? Hopefully you got their phone number in your phone and remember to put some notes down on them. Right. But just think about that. Think about how many people you see and how many people including the people that are your clients. But what about the people that aren't your clients? I mean, shoot, if you know their birthday, send them a birthday, attach a business card. Don't have to say anything else about it. Do something to get you out there, and be that person. I think that's what the world needs right now. With everything that's happened over the last, I'm going to say 2 years because it feels that long, but the last year and a half, I remember the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I remember people being slightly sick before that we even knew what was going on, and I remember, I still know today we have folks around us that either are being impacted by it or not. I mean, shoot, Fitz and his whole family, guys, within the last 2 months, all had COVID because somebody bumped it into one of the sons at school, and I'm like, it's crazy, and so I look at that and I go, now more than ever, we need connection. We need connection to others, and we need to be enthusiastic about what we're doing. We are really, truly, I mean, I look at all the death claims that we've had in the last 13 years. In fact, my very first client ever, mine, just passed away, and you think about the impact that are having on those people's lives. It's hard to see it when you're sitting down with them in their midst of their busyness. But I want you to think about the widow or the children left behind after someone passes, and the quietness that happens in that moment. And I want you to think about it. I want you to imagine that in that moment, there's comfort to know that their family has something coming to help them take care of their family member that's passed. It could be their funeral cost. It could be, if you're from good old Louisiana, every year you got to go clean it all up, clean up the graves, put new flowers on. You got a whole bunch of stuff you got to do. You got to have masses said, all these things. And all that takes money and time and energy. And then what about, you got to think about people that are left behind. See, I need y'all to think in 2021 into 2022 that as you look around the people, as you walk by them, that you see their brain or their little bubble above their head, what they're thinking is, I want to make sure my family's taken care of. And you're the person that's going to do it. And like Michelle said, take up that psychological real estate. Anybody else got anything they want to add here? We'll close it down as soon as we get, anybody else got their hand they want to raise up? Y'all shout, say something. We love y'all.
Woo!
So fired up, Jeff, man. $90,000. Whew. Betty Blankenship is having one of her annuities going to kind of go through. I'm just going to tell you guys, it's not a bad commission. You're going to thank me when you get the check or when you get the deposit. It's going to be good.
And Betty's proof you don't have to wait 5 years.
You don't have to wait 5 years.
She hadn't been here 5 months.
And I'm just telling you guys, the work you put into it is worth it to see the other side, to know that they're going to be protected and their family's got money coming to them. Oh my gosh. We got a lot of people to help, guys, and we need more people like you. And we need y'all out there being the people that you need to be. That's what we need to be. With that said, we're going to close it out, guys. I really appreciate seeing y'all. I'll try and be on here more often with you guys. It's something I want to do. Megan made it out of the car. Thank God. You worried me, driving around like that. She got food. It's all good. And, I got to get Cupcake home. Cupcake's in here with me. He's just like, when are we going home, Dad? I don't know. We're going home soon. So anyway, guys, y'all have a great evening. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, the Fitz Group sales meeting. That's when we talk about the numbers. We celebrate the wins. We talk about some of the heartaches. We talk about what's coming down the pipeline. And not tomorrow afternoon, next week, we got the New Agent Boot Camp for those. Everybody's welcome to get on it. But you got to sign up and register so that he knows you're coming. And outside of that, let's get some new business in. You need a check. They need a check. That's what I'm saying. If you don't get a check, they don't get a check when they pass. That's all I'm saying, people. Let's go get it done. Talk to y'all soon.
Bye. Love y'all.